This is TKKNMSTR here. And I'm going to give my pick for my game of the year for 2012. My game of the year for 2012 is The Walking Dead by Telltale Games. This game, I gotta say, I was very fatigued and tired by anything to do with zombies. It just felt like it was all over the place, what have you, just you could not escape the noise filter ratio of zombies everywhere and everything. So, going in this game, it had a lot of buzz from a lot of people that I respected's opinions, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll play it, check it out, see what's up. So, the first thing that struck me with this game is that it is very much a red herring, and it's not about zombies, it's about the characters in this setting and what they go through and their story. So before I'd played this, I'd only seen 2 or 3 episodes of the TV show. I think it was the first 2. The last episode I saw was basically the one where like Glenn and the dude, that's the main character, like put guts and stuff all over them to like get through the zombie horde or the crowd or whatever. That's the last episode I saw, and like Glenn drives away in the car. So that's the last episode I saw, so I didn't really know too much about the universe, like, outside of the sound that tracks the walkers. So, being able to play the game, I was able to experience even more and just learn so much more than I'd learned from the TV show, and it was really cool. But, back to why it's the game of the year. So basically, this game does an amazing job of character development and narrative and making you choose tough decisions and actually like have you under the gun in those moments, because I've played a ton of Mass Effect, so that's basically where I'm framing this from. But like in your discussions in this game, you have a timer where it's like time is running out, you need to pick something and say something. But then it's also cool what they did is that silence is a valid option if you can't think of what to say or you don't know what to say. And I actually used that one time in the whole game, so I was like, man, I don't even know what to say here because stuff's gone down and it's going crazy. So there's also like three like high marks this game makes for me that no other game did this year. So basically, it brings back the point and click adventure in my mind and like delivers it a fresh take on that experience to a whole like generation of people that probably haven't even played those types of games before. And then like the second thing it does is that it shows that the episodic model can work and does work when you know what you're doing, and just when you have a good team of people doing it. And it's like, what surprised me the most though is like it's like a license, so you'd expect, oh, if they get the license, they're totally gonna like F it up and like ruin it. But I guess Telltale can do no wrong because they had Sam and Max, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park. People say it's kind of I haven't played it, so it's nice to see a developer not striking out with like getting these amazing licenses and not just butchering them with terrible games. And the third thing, there's 2 parts. There might be more. The 2 parts off the top of my head that actual games did when I played them that did not succeed on an emotional level at all, because they were just so bad that Walking Dead just hit it out of the park. The first being Gears of War 2. There's a scene with Dom, something goes down, I'm not going to say what happens, and there's a scene very similar to that in The Walking Dead where you have the choice to do something or you can leave it up to the NPCs. And I was like, I'm not doing that, so I let the NPCs do it. And like, the scene was just so much better in The Walking Dead than it was in the Gears of War. Like, Gears of War 2, that scene is so laughable. Like, it's just so bad. Well, it's not bad, it's just not nearly as good. It's just, man, it's like, how could they not do it better? And then like, Heavy Rain, it has a similar part to the whole Jason when you're yelling for his name, like in the mall, a part like that in The Walking Dead when you're trying to find Clementine. But it organically comes through so much better when Lee's doing it, because it's like at that part in the game, I think this is chapter 4. So you would like build up this relationship with this character, and you know them, so it's like you actually care for them, and like you can't find them, and you're like, holy crap, where they at? And then like Lee, like just starts going, like saying that, like you're not triggering it manually, it's like automatically coming through, and like as it does that, it just built my urgency, like holy crap, where is she? Holy crap, where is she? Like higher and higher and higher, higher. And I'm like, wow, that was just super well done, because Heavy Rain is one of my most favorite games, so it's like it totally just like outright Heavy Rain right there, which was amazing. The only flaw I would say, bringing it back to Heavy Rain for Walking Dead, would be that it does not have like player character permadeath. So it's like if you die, you don't die forever. It's just like, oh, retry that scene or retrying that part. Okay, it's like no harm, no foul. So it doesn't. You're still invested in the characters and your decisions, but you're not as invested to the point of holy crap, I could die at any moment, because dying has no consequence. So it's like it has that issue where like some like the games don't get it right when you have a like fail state or a death, and there's like really no consequence there. So yeah, Walking Dead. Other reasons why it's my game of the year. I really enjoyed when you would get to the end of the chapter and it would show you what you chose versus what everybody else chose, and it was really cool for me when I would be in like the minority, and it was like the vast majority of the other players did this. And I was like one of the few, or like when you could see that it was very much like very even, like it was not like a 80-20 or 70-30. Like most of the choices when I played through were like less than 60-40. It's like 55-54. It's like very close to being even. So it's like, and like that's another great thing about the game is like when you talk to someone else, like we've done recently with the Aimless, like about your decisions while playing, it just feels like a whole other experience, because you can say, oh, what I did in my playthrough was, and then like they talk about that, like what they did in their playthrough. It's like, wow, just completely different things happened when stuff went down. Even though like the like from what I've heard is like all the like branching decisions don't really matter and all this other stuff. It's like I'm not really going to fault the game for that, because it's just such a good experience. I didn't really care that none of that stuff really mattered. And man, it just has me so pumped to see what they do in Season 2. It's like, that was insane. How do you follow this up? It was just so good. So emotional. So memorable. So climactic. And just, man, it started and like, it's such a good game. Because, like, it uses the, like, adventure style like puzzle solving mechanics, and you have this ebb and flow of like story gameplay, some action sequences, some crazy stuff thrown in there. So it's like you can go along, talk to NPCs, and then you'll like also be at the same time be like solving puzzles in an area that you need to progress to, and then you'll do that, and then it might trigger an action sequence or just the next part of the game you get to. And just like the peaks and valleys are just so well done that, you know, you have certain episodes that seem like, man, that's crazy, but like it's not crazy the whole time. It's just like it goes along, peaks, it's like, wow, that was crazy, and just like ends like episode 1 where it's like not much is going down. You get to the drugstore, all this stuff happens, and then it's like you end back at the parking lot, and it's like to be continued. It's like, oh man. And then, like, I'd say episode 4 is also very much like that, because you have so much going on, and just, there's so much on the line. It's like, towards the end, too, because the next episode, the last episode, you're like, man, how's this going to end? And just, it has an insane, like, or climax sequence at the end. It's like, wow, that was insane. How's this going to end? Oh my gosh. And then, yeah, just so good. It's so good. Like, I say everybody should play this game just because you'll have a reaction, positive or negative, and you can see like, oh, also, well actually, back to why I should play, but like, the character development, like within the game, all the NPCs, like you will get to like know them and like feel for them unless you're just a jerk. And then like very few games do that. So it's like if you're playing games that like don't usually do that, you can be like, wow, I never really got that sense of like camaraderie or friendship or family when I'm playing a game. Whereas to me, like the other one killer thing this does is like that bond between Lee and Clementine. Very few games pull that off to that caliber to where it is that good. Like to me, I always think of Eco, where it's like Yorda and the boy with the horns, and you're leading your herd through the game, trying to escape the shadow monsters. Like to me, this felt very reminiscent of that, but even better. It just like blew it away because it's like you get like with the mechanic that they had of the whole dialogue and then the NPCs remembering what you said and reacting to that. It's like if you were truthful or not truthful, it would be very, you know, this will come back for better or worse to bite you, or I guess not bite you, if you've been truthful or not. So I thought that was amazing. And just like the conversations you would have with Clementine about just everything and how it just, like, you felt invested in that character. At least I did. I personally felt invested in that character, and like I had to protect her. It's like it was very weird because no game had ever done this before. I felt like a paternal, patriarchal like instinct come out of me of like I have to protect her and get her back to her parents, or just get her to safety or escape this madness that we are in this zombie apocalypse. So it's like from that it just like grow and grow and grow towards like, man, this child I'm taking care of. I feel like, yeah, it's like I felt like I was taking care of her. It's like no other game I like got that feel from like an NPC of like I am like the sole protector that can only really save you or get you out of the situation. And just stuff goes down so crazily in this game. It's like, man, so good. And then like you have similar relations with the other NPCs. Like some of them are not as good, some of them like worse. Like I believe Larry, who is the guy with the heart issues, like he basically changed like the whole dynamic of how I played the game, like close to halfway through, because he had like he knew stuff about my character's past that nobody else did, or I guess one other person did, but he's like threatening to like use it in a negative way. So it's like, wow, I basically have to like kiss up to this dude and like try to play that on the low and then not, you know, upset the balance there to where he would like ruin my cover. So that was really cool. Just that, like, me interacting with him turned into this could go very like bad if I ruin this, so I gotta play this really cool, and that was just really good. And man, it just, yeah, there's so many more examples like that in the game where it's like I'm interacting with this character, or I've had this character with me from the beginning, and I don't know what to do, and like there's a rough spot we hit, and it's like I don't really think I agree with you on this. It's like, should I keep our past friendship to go ahead and like keep us be cool, or just disagree with you even though I know it's going to be, there's going to be a consequence from the action. But yeah, that's basically, you know, Walking Dead, my 2012 Game of the Year. Amazing experience, like bar none compared to everything else I played last year. Just so good, and I cannot wait to see how they follow it up with season 2. And the expectations are, like, actually I have expectations now because I did not know what to expect. Now that I know what to expect, it's like I have high expectations. So if they can deliver or like even exceed those, I will be amazed at Telltale Games and their awesomeness. Because, you know, I'd been so tired of zombie games. Like, I hadn't played anything that was not Left 4 Dead, because I was like, that was only like the air quotes only zombie game I'd played. I stayed away from Dead Island, everything else that had anything to do with zombies. I'm like, whatever, I don't care about zombies. But then playing this, I'm like, oh, it's not about the zombies, it's about the survivors and how they interact and how they survive, and like how this just like hardens them in a post-zombie apocalypse world, interacting with people and how to survive in that environment, like what it does to people, and like different like social groups like interacting within that space, and just so good. I totally like have an appreciation and respect for The Walking Dead I had not had before watching the show or reading the comics, because I hadn't read the show and I don't read comics. So yeah, I'm totally like into the game now. So I can't wait for the next one. And this is why Walking Dead from Telltale Games, for me, is the game of the year 2012.